New era begins at Starbucks. The company hired Brian Niccol away from Chipotle, and he will take the CEO job at the coffee chain on September 9th. The stock had its best one-day gain since it went public 22 years ago, gaining nearly 25% on the day. Joining us now on what is ahead for Starbucks, Paul Argenti, the professor at Dartmouth's Tuck School of Business. Professor, great to have you with us.
Thanks. Happy to be here.
How much time do you think Brian Niccol actually has to get things done, seeing that they have had a spotty track record in terms of keeping CEOs on? And mostly because you've got a backseat driver here. You got Howard Schultz still exerting his influence, even if from the sidelines.
Yeah, I don't think he has a lot of time. I mean, the previous CEO started in March of last year. And if you just think about that, maybe he has a year to go. I think people are going to be looking very carefully at what he does this fall and how quickly he can turn things around. And I think it was kind of a genius stroke to be able to get this guy. I mean, he is a really successful CEO, turned around Chipotle, Taco Bell before that. And I think he's the kind of guy who actually could get something done. The question is, what will he do and how will he do it? And will Howard Schultz stay on the sidelines and leave him alone and let him do his job?
When Brian Niccol joined Chipotle, there was a tangible problem that he had to tackle and that he was able to tackle, and that was the foodborne illness issue. And he was able to fix that. I'm not saying that that's the only reason why he succeeded, but in the beginning, he was able to have a big win, which sort of set the stage for the rest of his CEO tenure. And I'm wondering, because this problem at Starbucks is one that sort of a lot of industries, whether it be a Nike or an Estee Lauder, we had a retail analyst on discussing this, a multinational company running up against challenges in China, running up against challenges in the domestic market where they had the dominant market share. These are sort of a more amorphous problems for him to tackle. Do you think that the expectation for him to succeed is maybe too high at this point?
Yeah, I'm sure the expectations are too high because this company has lots and lots of problems, as we know, including labor issues, the depersonalization of the brand, the move away from that kind of folksy Starbucks that we all knew way back when. How do you reinvent yourself is a totally different question than how do you fix technology or how do you get rid of foodborne illnesses. And I think he really needs to come up with a strategy that will take Starbucks to a new place that it hasn't been for quite a while. That's going to be a tall order for him.
Yeah. Do you see similarities out there as the retail analysts we had on earlier sees in terms of some of the issues that larger multinational companies are now facing? Is there a sort of a common thread? Are you looking at this from a case perspective in terms of, what is going on with these storied brands that had been the dominant market share owner losing all of a sudden their dominance?
Well, I think, you can't last forever. And I think this is something that all organizations face. I mean, I've been studying companies for 4 decades. At some point, they lose their luster and they need to reinvent themselves. And Starbucks has been able to do that more than once in its history and needs to do it again. I think the markets have been difficult for Starbucks and have been pressing them. I think this move seems to have gone really well. I mean, to get a bump like that, 25% in a day, shows that investors feel this was the right move. So he has the headwinds behind him, but you still need a strategy to try to turn the organization around. And that would include potentially getting rid of value meals, starting to make the experience more personal, coming up with new products that you could put in the stores, opening up new stores, closing stores. There's a lot to go on here. It's a complicated organization, and it's a big organization. Plus, you have the issues associated with international growth, and particularly China, where Starbucks has struggled lately. So there is a lot for this company to focus on and for him as the CEO to tackle.
What grade do you give the board, the Starbucks board, for doing what they've done? And I don't know if you want to look at first putting Narasimhan in the job, allowing Schultz to publicly voice his dissatisfaction with the CEO, or being proactive in recruiting the right guy?
Yeah, I hate to grade board members, but I guess I would say they're passable at best. I mean, the decision to hire a non-food oriented person seemed wrong to me back in last March. So I think that was a mistake. allowing Howard Schultz to still make noise and be a part of the conversation and lob insults on LinkedIn, even if not directly, all of that needs to stop. And in some sense, I think one of the biggest challenges that Starbucks has is they need to move beyond Howard Schultz. Howard Schultz was amazing. He thought the whole thing up. I mean, we wouldn't have great coffee in the United States without Howard Schultz to some extent. But he also had Orrin Smith by his side, an operational genius who was able to build this company in the early part of this century. So we need more of that. We need the operational excellence coupled with some new strategic pushes to put this company back on track for sure. And that does not include Howard Schultz any longer, I'm afraid.